Question on the meeting today with the German Chancellor. Not long ago, both Chancellor Scholz, along with President Macron, reportedly told Zelensky that he would soon have to make difficult decisions, urging the start of peace negotiations. Does the president see that as a sign that the united front that he's worked so hard to maintain, maybe not that united that much longer? And how much does he see today's sit down as a chance to just urge Scholz to stay the course?
So, look, the president is looking forward for a productive meeting with the German Chancellor. They first met. I don't know if some of you have been tracking this, but they first met when he became German Chancellor early last year, I believe on February 7th, soon after he clearly took office, and they met here at the White House. And over the past several years, they've seen each other at the margins of the G7, at the summit in Germany, at NATO, at the G20 summit, and have talked by phone regularly. And so this is clearly a relationship that has been growing over the last year. And so, what we're seeing, how we see this meeting is a bilateral cooperation to talk about a range of issues: global security, economic issues, and at the forefront of this meeting that they're going to have, this bilat that they'll have pretty soon, it will be on Ukraine. And that coordination is going to continue. You saw the president in Warsaw. You saw him in Kyiv. You saw him having a bilat with the B9, and a meeting with the B9, a bilat with the president of Poland, and all of the actions and the meetings that the president has had over the last just several months is showing, I think, the strength of the Union, the strength of the EU, the strength of what you're seeing with the NATO allies in Europe and the West. And so I think that's going to continue. We believe that's going to continue. Remember, when Putin first started out on this war, he thought that NATO would be divided. He thought that the West would be divided. And we just have not seen that. If anything, we're seeing more coordination and more support for the people of Ukraine, for President Zelensky and the efforts that they're doing on the ground to defend their democracy.
But you are seeing signs that the approach is starting to look a little bit different, right? You say over and over again here, the president says, nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine, and yet you do see some allies saying, it is time to get to the negotiating table. They're concerned that they'll be able to do this for as long as it takes, as the president says. So does that not spark concern and worry amongst the president?
But look, Mary, we want this war to end. We do. We want this war to end. But it doesn't look like Russia is going to do that, right? And it is up to, they could end this war today, but they're not. And so what we're going to continue to do is support Ukraine the best way that we can. I just laid out a PDA, our 33rd drawdown since this war started, and we're going to continue to do that, continue to give them the support that they need on the ground. And look, you've heard President Zelensky talk about peace and wanting to move forward with peace, but at the same time, we have to make sure we strengthen their hand when those negotiations happen, that they are in a place of strength. And so that's what you're seeing from this president. That's what you're seeing from the allies across the globe. And you're going to see the president meeting with the German Chancellor today. We're going to continue to show that supportive front, that coordination. They're going to have that discussion. And you saw that last week when the president was in Eastern Europe.